At the time of this video, I am recording this with Blender 4.5 LTS. Let's get started. So number one, I'm going to switch over to the modifier panel, properties, and I'll go ahead and generate a bevel modifier on this basic cube. I'll turn on cavity to accentuate the edges so we can just see it a little bit better. What I want to do is isolate with the new edge attribute and have bevels that are going to be constrained to certain edges. This is going to make things a lot easier for you, and you'll see in just a moment, because what actually happens is you can create these attributes. I did make an add-on that does this for you absolutely super fast, but I'm not going to show you that right now. Let's just go ahead and learn how to do this first. Number one, what I want to do is go from angle to weight. And when I go to weight, nothing's going to show up. But let's go ahead and get into edge mode. I'm using machine tools for this, but you can just select edit mode here and then edges. Then we'll come over, let's go to the vertex data menu, and you can see we're not using vertex groups. We're going to use attributes. Let's go ahead and add an attribute. You can name it anything you want. This can be set to edge 2. And I want this to be on the edge domain. The data type can be float. Sometimes I've seen people actually use this with Boolean. We'll check that out in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and add this as a float. And now I need to activate this with this edge highlighted, and I've got this set. Now, one thing to note is that the bevel edge weight is added for the first modifier only. So if we go to control this right now, absolutely nothing is going to happen. So what we want to do for the very first one is hit Control E, and I want to go down to edge bevel weight. And I can just left click so it doesn't get hectic trying to pull the mouse down. Just come down here, highlight this, and press 1. 1 is the maximum weight for the edge bevel weight, and it's what you need. Now the very first bevel is going to work for us. Let's go ahead and add a second one. This bevel modifier is going to show on everything, but we'll do the same thing. We'll put this to weight. Let's go ahead and remove this existing attribute, which is named as this first one, so we don't want that. And we'll have to create this one, which we've actually already done. We have edge 2. So let's go up to the mesh menu, and let's go ahead and set the attribute, but we need to highlight something to set it on first. So what we can do is grab, shift select a couple of edges back here, maybe 3. Let's go back to mesh, and let's set the attribute. Just like we did with the bevel weight, go ahead and press 1 and press enter. Now this is going to be locked in, and when we go back to the modifier and we grab the edge 2, it's now going to be constrained here. You can rinse and repeat this process. So now I've got a bevel here, and I can add segments or just leave it as a chamfer, and then we'll collapse this and open our original. I can go ahead and add some extra segments to that. I can change the geometry if I want, however I want it to look good. I can have the clamp overlap, go to shading, harden normals if I need to, just to make everything look great. Now I'll go ahead and show you guys the BV4 Bevel Joints add-on. Let's add a second cube in. I'm going to duplicate this cube. I'm going to go ahead and name the target. So now the target is not the active one. I'll go ahead and click join. And what it did is it seamlessly joined these two meshes using raycasting and some other cool Python. Now, bevel after join, I can go ahead and highlight the edges, and you'll see that the add-on actually highlighted those joined edges for you, which is pretty cool. So now I can add an edge attribute and press Shift F, and I can get this menu right here that will allow me to show this bevel. Now, I may want some other things beveled, so I can just highlight this and add another edge attribute. I'll press Shift F again, and now I've got full control over multiple bevels. But we don't really have to stop there. You can add this anywhere, anytime. So let's go ahead and select a different mesh. I'll do a Control Alt click to get all of these edges, and can go ahead and click Edge Attribute. That does change the shape of the mesh a little bit, and I'll do a Shift F, and it's not going to really change too much because I have a little bit of an overlap going on now. So I can actually remove this one, not a big deal. And now I've just got the control with that one, which looks pretty cool. So this is how you do the edge attributes. Don't forget, the very first bevel modifier you add on a new object, like the cube, if we add our bevel, just to reiterate, and you go to weight, it's going to automatically add the weight for you. You've just got to add in the Control E, edge bevel weight. And when you do that, you'll get that bevel there. And if it's still named the same thing, and I press Control E and do it again, it's going to add the bevel to that because that is our active attribute at the moment. Hope this was helpful. I'll put a link in the comments if you guys do want to check out the Bevel Joints add-on, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.